Uh, hey guys and gals, welcome back to the channel. Did not expect to hear this news this early about I used to hang out with Marcus a lot, and he was very smart with computers and stuff in high school and stuff. And, I was picturing such a big future for that guy, and then to find out this, just friggin' devastating. I swear they better friggin' fully charge whoever is involved in it. If there's no charges being laid, I'll be outraged online about that, for sure. Because they could have easily been letting the Listicus students across back with simple ID checks, but they refuse to acknowledge that's a solution. They're taking advantage of some policies in Canada with that, for sure. Yeah. Hopefully Faison drops in for a little bit. His name is Marcus Isaac. Rest in peace, man. I was fucking picturing such a bright future for that guy, man. Really freaking, it really pees me off to find out that. Not even his fault either. It's random, right? Word of frig, and they say they got someone in custody, but sort of frig they better fucking be charges and everything laid for that. So I will really lose my S word online about that if that's the case. That's so fun about that. Gonna do a talk, man. Hmm. Friggin' horrible. I am gonna drop anything. Putting the panel link down now. Anyway, the link is dropped. And remember, I do make an exception for like a green screen mask or something, but that's all. Bring some attention to it, maybe, or investigate it properly. The only thing I hope we can come from this, maybe, hopefully, right? Because that is complete BS. You, if the people aren't being charged for whoever's responsible, and this is what I would advise a lot of First Nations in Westfish. Like one YouTuber, he's a lawyer, attorney Tom. Check him out. He does shorts and stuff. I learned a lot of things I never knew from him about law, so check that guy out. I would recommend taking your time learning about this stuff because it seems like there's friggin' some corrupt stuff in the government where they're just literally taking advantage of people not knowing the law. not every citizen knows the law, of course, but you pretty much have to. You shouldn't have to, but it's the way it is. Yeah, it's like an order. God, God, that guy had some serious potential, man. Maybe to see, maybe to see shit like that. Better be friggin' someone charged. That's what there better be someone charged for that. Friggin' ridiculous. Don't you find it quite a coincidence that the First Nation, there's a lot of them have no friggin' murder suspects? As far as I know, when murders go down anywhere else, there's immediate suspects right away. Why is it with them there's none? Like, something's going on. All First Nations, what I'm planning and I recommend too is trying to get flee to United States, a country with freaking rights. I get sick and tired of Canada every day. You're gonna want to flee because of Justin Trudeau's freaking high taxes and stuff, or income and tax and stuff. Like I got like a little plan, like maybe later on in life, move into Maine. I suggest people start planning the same. On my way. It's complete BS, though. But it's something falling right. Yeah. Yes, my man. First, when I looked up about it, someone's in custody. That doesn't mean they're gonna face charges. Really hope that does happen. That'd be complete BS if there isn't. Hopefully there is. Straight up, man. But it's not like he got murdered like in dispatch or something in the woods. This was like random shooting. He got killed on the street. So it was like something that could happen to anybody. So like it's freaked up. Man, that's something I never expected to ever happen. And probably frigging COVID had something to do with it. Well, what with the way they're handling it, they could have simply solved the solution by IDing people at the border, but for some reason decide to just keep them locked out, even because they're afraid of people from Quebec City coming. The simple solution to that is ID at the border. Because of that, probably them being locked over there. Wouldn't doubt that had something to do with it. Hold on, I gotta friggin' do my dryer thing there. I'll be back in a second. I'm back. Oh, and it pretty fucking really upset me, man. I found out that. There better be someone freaking held accountable for this. I've seen a lot of them, people in First Nations going missing and nothing happening. I think they're just totally manipulating these COVID rules to friggin'. I think this is just my opinion, and that they might be just using COVID to be fucking racist. Like, I believe in COVID, I believe in the masks and vaccines and all that, but um, I think Canada's like I notice places and I call it out when they're using it for malicious things. People who try to basically come up with their own COVID rules that aren't real, like choosing people's lines and stuff in stores. That's another BS thing that they do. Oh, we choose people's lines to help stop the spread. That's a lie. They just do that so they can be an a-hole when they want to when they're working, and they'll put you behind the person with the most amount of groceries. Like, they put me behind someone that was buying $5,000 worth of groceries one time. I was waiting there for an hour for one person. So yeah, they do abuse using COVID to abuse certain things like that. BS. They're still not allowed to go to the SSHS, and their reason is because they're afraid of people from Quebec City getting across, even though they're allowing all staff and people here to go across. And they could solve all this with a simple IDing process, but they're choosing to ignore that, the Canadian government. Fucking BS, man. Twenty three John comes here soon. Yeah, it's really fucked up. I'm friggin' find out that. Maybe some people will come in and hop in. Even family members of the gang. Something really upset me. I was not planning to do another live stream right now. But, man, I want him to be remembered, man. I knew him. He's a good guy. was planning on doing up a sleep stream, and then my buddy Faison gave me that news. It was some fucking complete BS. Yeah, I remember when I first made the video, people saying, "Oh yeah, you're race baiting." Yeah, I'm not, because I just genuinely feeling my heart about this. One person finally recognized that it was genuine. Like, I don't need to race bait. I can do sleep streams, and that's not something I feel happy with doing. So I wouldn't do it unless it's just something I genuinely feel sad and passionate about. God, I wouldn't be able to friggin' feel good with myself doing that unless I see actual racism. Then yeah, it's real. Race baiting is BSing about it. I'm not. I'm just speaking what I feel and what I think is going on with that. And it's really effed up. Really friggin' effed up. Can't believe that BS is even going on. Like, if again, Listigish, they could solve all the situation, no problem. Have all the Listigish students going back to SSHS just by simply IDing them. That could solve the whole thing. They say, oh, it's to make sure that people from the Quebec City and the hot zones don't slip through. Well, a simple solution to that is IDing. Like, I don't get that. It's not hard for them to get an ID that says they're residents, that they're from Listigish and all that, and then no problem. They could go across there, no problem. There's no way there's no way if they were actually trying to fix the problem, they would have never frigging it. It would have been solved already if they actually wanted to fix the problem, because that's the solution right there. But they're just the Canadian government's just choosing to ignore that. Yeah, just follow. Yeah, it's pretty effed up though. If they could have solved this whole solution by now. They want to keep the Quebec City hot zone. God, maybe I should run for some kind of freaking political thing. God, I can make a lot better decisions than that. Jeez. Maybe I should run for some political thing like that. Because I literally thought of the simple solution to that whole thing school crisis, the ID thing. Make sure people are from Listica. That's how you keep the Quebec's hot zone out. Very simple solution.
Hey, D'Angelo. Hey, what's up?
Is it on the friggin' hey?
What's up, D'Angelo?
Okay, it's on the speaker. Hold on, let me just switch the audio.
Yeah.
I just gotta switch it off and back on again. So,
Yeah. Oh, what happened, D'Angelo?
just because I was resetting my headset,
Yeah.
that's promo. Yeah, it's pretty bad, Marcus, man, that
Yeah.
happened. They could have simply solved the solution with the Listigish kids by IDing to make sure they're from Listigish.
Yeah.
They said they're doing that to make sure Quebec City hotspots don't get in there, but
Yeah.
they could solve that with IDing, and they
Yeah.
obviously if they wanted to solve it, they would have been solved by now.
Yeah. This freaking
It's pretty
sucks.
dope.
Like, like it's not that often that we see a shooting in Canada. Like,
Yeah,
especially Brunswick.
probably because of everyone being locked over there.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
And friggin' like Marcus, man, I remember him in high school. He had some great potential. He always worked on computers and stuff like that.
yeah, I know.
Like,
Like, it's just shocking, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
really heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said to anyone who's living in Listigish, I'm gonna tell you my plan, and I'd recommend the same. I'd recommend planting a fund to immigrate to Maine or something. Get out of this friggin' because that's kind of what I have a plan for eventually
Yeah.
in life to friggin' immigrate to Maine. So I'd recommend everyone there doing the same. Get out of Canada.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's a lot of parts in the states that are effed up, but it's just like friggin' like Maine's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maine's actually a nice place.
One place that they make fun of on. I was watching this one episode of Big Mouth. One place they were making fun of on Big Mouth was Florida.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
Florida saying
yeah,
that
definitely,
they said that they could
definitely
like
when,
one thing that like one thing they say in the lyrics that You could blow a neighbor's head off.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah, it's frig there. I'd recommend Maine. I heard Maine's a good place.
Yeah.
And the tax rate is like 2% income tax. Imagine how high the income tax is going to go up in Canada
Yeah.
after Trudeau and all those loans. People are going to be fleeing to Maine in no time.
Yeah.
Like, if imagine living in a place where your income tax is only 2%.
Yeah.
Imagine how much money you're making.
Yeah.
Like, how much you pay? Your every check.
For my rent?
No, your income tax. Yeah, for each paycheck.
Like my first paycheck? You mean like my GST?
No, I mean like just a general work paycheck. How much in taxes is taken out? Just say like $600.
Yeah. For some reason, I don't have to pay income taxes for some reason.
Yeah, when I got my first paycheck for a roofing thing, it was $800 without taxes, and after taxes, it goes down to $550.
Yeah.
That's how much is taken out of your income tax.
Yeah.
It's like 30% or something, and friggin' it's 30% now. And then the Maine, it's only 2%. So imagine how much more income you get to keep of your money. Fuck, you could be rich in no time. Like that. Plus, most of the jobs in the states friggin' cover medication costs and all that stuff that work in Canada doesn't cover.
Yeah.
Which that's really bad. I heard of someone who's right old and is paid, and it's around $2,000 a month for their insulin. Is a type 1 diabetic. That's fucking insane, huh? 2 grand a month just
Mm-hmm.
to live. like, like in the states, they would have in pretty much any job, even Walmart would cover that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they don't tell you. You get very most jobs have friggin' health insurance, which basically gives you free health care as long as you're working there. And it covers your med, which which doesn't in Canada. Mm, Freaking crazy. Like, God, you'd be better off with most. What the hell happened? Yeah, you'd be better off with most friggin' plans for jobs in the States than what you'd get for, like, depends on what values. Like, if you're someone who can't work, then Canada probably is better. But say you get, like, most jobs in the States, like, if you're working, not retired, you basically get Most jobs have friggin' medication coverage and friggin' and emergency health care coverage. Canada, no. You have to pay for that out of your own income. Doesn't come up as a benefit like most jobs in the States. Right? Right? You like friggin' like in Canada, if you get like some high tech paid job, they don't cover that kind of stuff in your
Mm-hmm.
plan. You have to pay it out of pocket
Mm-hmm.
for friggin' medication costs and all that. Like, but in the States, most jobs have coverage for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they try to not tell you. But it isn't as good when you're older, unless you already got a retired fund and all that.
Yeah.
It all depends on what values you value the most.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of myself value the things that America offers more.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, right now, D'Angelo, I'm gonna focus there collecting different DS variants there because there's starting to come more. There's gonna be worth more in a couple of years. In like in a few years, you're gonna the first DS is gonna be like 20 years old in like 3 years. Now, oh, I ordered a
Yeah,
DS on eBay. I ordered a proper DS, like a good condition DS, not a fucking DS that was broken or with that not just that was broken and jizz stained. It's an actual DS in good condition. Thank God.
like one plan
Right?
I have, if I ever start earning big money and from YouTube enough to be able to go to the States, I'm gonna be doing it right away with the income
Yeah.
tax that's coming up.
Nice.
It's gonna be going even higher. Thanks
Yeah.
to Trudeau. I'm pretty sure Maine is another state that weed's legalized in anyway too.
Yeah. One thing I read online that's freaking stupid. Like this is from the government website, and this is something that's really corrupt with the Canada government. Is that like let's say if you want to immigrate to the states and you're a marijuana user, they'll get you to do they get you to do a test and all that, and like an actual drug test. And if you have the marijuana in your system, they won't allow you to go in the states. Or if you have marijuana on you,
Yeah.
like if they, it's fucking
No,
stupid.
only if you have marijuana on you. The other part might have been added.
It'd be stupid if the government
Only
actually does that,
the
though,
the
huh? If the government
the
actually,
only thing, if you have criminal records involving marijuana, probably,
yeah,
or if you have any criminal record
yeah,
whatsoever. But
yeah, that makes sense.
if if you're just smoking weed legally, friggin', you're gonna be
Yeah,
allowed in the states. Like that would be stupid.
yeah,
Imagine if they said if you have alcohol in your system before going to a country where it's illegal, you can't enter. They don't do that.
yeah, yeah,
Like I think it's
yeah. It's been a lot. Yeah,
Iraq
yeah,
or something like that where
yeah,
alcohol is illegal.
yeah.
Crazy to hear about the bombings in freaking Gaza. Fucking whole big
Yeah.
apartment buildings just
Yeah.
taken down, Shrumble.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Do you ever?
H3 Ethan Klein grew up in Israel, where there's bombings every day.
Oh
Crazy.
my god! Holy shit!
Yeah. That
Do you
Ethan
remember
Klein
Harold?
there, the
Do you
H3
remember
puck.
Harold Kumar? Yeah. Do you remember
Hey,
second
that
Harold
H3.
Kumar? Yes,
You
yes.
know who that H?
H3.
Yeah, he grew up in Israel with bombings happening. You could hear it in the background of his old videos.
Yeah.
Bombings happening.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah. Yeah. What I was about to say there is that there's one joke I saw in Harold and Kumar. Do you ever see the second Harold and Kumar movie, D'Angelo?
Yeah.
Where they're on the plane? Yeah, I was actually
Mm,
want it's that one like it's funny how they got all the people high on the plane. Remember they get the people high when the bong shatters?
yeah.
Poison! Freaking been watching a shit ton of stoner movies lately, man. Cheech and Chong, JSI Bob, Harold and Kumar.
I did a little vlog earlier. You see the bike
Yeah.
ride vlog? And
Yep, already did.
looks like a pretty nice day out today. Yo, hold the stream hold the stream while I the get the link to your channel, and I'll be back. Just hold it here
Okay.
so I can get the link.
Alright.
All right, I'll be back in a second.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Using my DS as a Game Boy here. Hey, D'Angelo.
Yeah,
I got the idea of buying a PSP and hacking it.
yeah. You know what you should do? Get like, oh, I'm gonna try to set up my 360. I'm looking for places to markets to look that up for markets to hack 360s.
Yeah.
It
And
turns out
yeah,
those cards,
yeah, like a PSP, they're like, yeah.
those memory cards
I see
do
the
work
P.
good there. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the one. I got the cheapest one at first, of course, because I didn't know if it was real. I thought this
Yeah.
headphone set was a scam. It's friggin' crazy. $1.25 for
Yeah.
you see these? Look at this. Bluetooth
Yeah.
headphones. They're even better than the $30 ones I got.
Yeah.
And you can make them any color you want. Gold, black, red, whatever.
Yeah.
It's friggin' awesome. And
Yeah.
get a mic, everything.
Yeah. Yeah. How can a PSP make it an ultimate handheld system, D'Angelo? The PSP hacks, like you could, like it's a widescreen as well to play games for a handheld. Like I make, like I might could try to find one sometime so I can use it for hacks. Yeah, I might like we never see the Wii hacks, D'Angelo.
Put your link in the chat. Mhm.
Yeah, a friend of mine that a friend of mine has a Wii that has a whole shit ton of emulated games and such. Like it's about 2,000 emulated games on it. D'Angelo. Yeah, my
Yeah,
friend has actually with 2,000 games. Yeah, yeah. The Wii hacks you can do a lot with them. You can even hack the Wii so you could go online with the old Wii games and such. You can even go on a custom server. It's called Wii You could play games like Mario Kart Wii online and such. You could even go online with the old DS Pokemons with the DNS code with using a DS. But with the DS there, you need weapon all that. Yeah, the Nintendo hacks are pretty interesting, D'Angelo. Like, I find it's cool how they managed to hack it so it could use the old servers.
yeah. Channel links in the chat. Man. Pretty sure I put it in right.
Yeah.
And you got the green screen too.
Hey,
Well,
D'Angelo. Yeah, there's a
check
story that
it.
I was talking
See,
about on my live stream. Yeah, Faith on God.
you go see. Get it
It
right.
says to you, it says 170 for you, but it says 300 for me.
Yeah, but this is just your old, an old screenshot. He's at 300 now.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And we're just doing some shout outs at the green screen
yeah. Yeah, the DS. Yeah, apparently the some reports of some DS games starting to fail. Yeah, like they're mostly copies of Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
game. And
Like I heard ways to fix these is to solder the inside.
hold on, one is my moderator, so in.
I'm not the only one who still uses the DS. I still use DSs sometimes. There's a little backup handheld. But the more we
Shout
might
out
bring
to
this
Steve
around
Call
with
Rob,
the
another one of
portable.
my moderators. Does a good job. Mm, yeah, freaked out on it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like in the street or something that it happened that?
What?
Like in the middle of the street where Marcus got
Yeah, like
friggin'
apparently
ended?
it happened down by where the church was burned. I don't know. I don't know the whole
Yeah.
story. I just heard that there was a shooting and such.
Uh, yeah. Crazy. Friggin'
I don't even
literally
know the whole
stayed out of
story,
there.
man. Apparently, two
Yeah, it's
people are
hard there,
dead.
but
Someone else is dead with him too.
um, mm, mm, it's rage talk or good moderator of mine.
Yeah. Yeah, yesterday I was looking at ways to refurbish DS and DS mods and such. I was looking at ways to reuse broken
Mm,
DS slice and original DSs
mm,
and reusing them as Game Boy
Dougie.
Advances. Yeah,
Shout out to Dougie2 West.
yeah,
Mm, it's pretty. Yeah. Then someone recently commented on that who's from Listigish. That was nice.
yeah,
We should
yeah,
see more of them start making more videos protesting. I'll even put on my channel to get more attention on it.
yeah.
Like the more people that fight with social media, the better against that it gets solved. Hopefully it does eventually. Like they could have solved it with simple IDing to make sure people are from Listigish if they're worried about people coming from Quebec City. This doesn't make any sense. Does not
Yeah,
make any sense whatsoever.
yeah. Just figured something how that shooting happened, huh? Like I said in one of my
Yeah,
other live streams just the other day that there's not really the shootings that happen that often in Hamilton or around here.
yeah. Complete BS. And most of this is caused by people being locked in there and then eventually causing the mental breakdowns and causing stuff like that. Like the Canadian government doesn't care. You know, in the U.S., they already made it so like people who are vaccinated don't have to wear masks and stuff.
Yeah,
Like I don't know why
that's fucked up.
Canada. I don't know why Canada doesn't friggin' announce that because people that would incentivize more people to get vaccinated by saying if you get vaccinated you get these papers saying you don't have to wear a mask and all that. That would be pretty good
Yeah.
idea, but Canada, of course, won't do that. That's what they're
Yeah, they
doing
make fun of
in
Justin Trudeau on Family Guy too. They even
they're
made fun of
doing
Justin
that in
Trudeau
the
on Family
States.
Guy. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where
Those are
that
the
family at when they made fun of Justin Trudeau?
well, not really. They
Well, I
just
got two
friggin'
Canada geese.
they just had him in Family Guy. They didn't make fun of him. They made fun of him. Friggin' they'd be sued by Justin Trudeau. All friggin' butt
Remember
hurt by
Archer
it.
made. I remember the show Archer made fun of the Canadian government. I remember Archer made fun of the Canadian government a couple of times. Like
Got
there's one episode where they
anybody
make the show episodes where they actually make fun of the Canadian government.
I notice how like anybody who puts signs up that say stop Trudeau around town, they all get ripped to shreds like friggin'
Yeah.
insane liberals. Like really, did they not see the kind of friggin' devastation that's gonna happen with the income tax because of with those loans?
Yeah.
Definitely gonna get vaccinated to get into the U.S. first.
Yeah. And playing. By the way, what are we playing? Playing Metroid Prime Pinball. DS have a
Like
Game Boy Advance game in my DS. I have Metroid Fusion in my DS.
you like
Part
hell
two.
if I'm making a bunch of making a bunch of money on YouTube, then I'm gonna friggin' give 40% of that to the Canadian government. Right? Or only knows what ungodly number it ends up at. I'd rather give that extra tax money to someone who needs it.
Bring stars in Metroid Prime Pinball. Yeah, Metroid Prime Pinball is basically the game of Metroid Prime, but told in pinball format. Yes! Got him. Had to go to the V zone, ma. I actually could go to Talon Overworld first.
I wish more people from Lustig should start up on social media, send me things.
Yeah.
And they could have a lot
There's a
of
lot of good
power
hackers
done.
in Listigush, D'Angelo. A lot of good computer hackers
It's
in
like
Listigush, huh, D'Angelo?
I think it's just
I know
because a
quite a few
lot of
computer
people.
hackers in Listigush.
I think it's because a lot of people have been dealing with it so long they just can't believe that there's a possibility that there's something that can solve it. They've lost all hope. Then, what? Believe me, there is. You don't have to go around video police. You could just literally sit up the camera and talk about your experience.
Yeah.
And I can
Yeah,
have
you
a
want to hear
lot of
something?
power.
Yeah.
You can have
You
a
want to hear
lot more
something?
power
You
than you
want to hear a
might think.
story? Okay. Yeah. You want to hear a
Yeah.
story from Albus
Well,
D'Angelo? I remember one time there it was in grade two. It was one time where Austin moved to to grade two in LBS. And what happened was that around that same time there was another Austin kid who died. And what happened was that people thought Austin the Neck died. And when he came back 2 years later, people were surprised that Austin was alive. And people were like, "Oh, we thought you were dead, Austin." When he suddenly came back in grade four.
Yeah, I remember I used to go
Austin,
across. I used to go across the
what?
bridge all the time to this guy's place to smoke some weed when we're teaching school. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Even though it's funny, I
yeah,
never failed a grade except with that one corrupt teacher,
yeah, yeah.
which wasn't even a grade; it
Oh,
was a
one time,
class.
and yeah, yeah. I know there's this one kid in this because she's a freaking. He was at the time there was like about 2 years ago. He's a 12-year-old kid who smoked weed.
Mm, pretty freaked up though. But I heard the Listigish police are less corrupt than the RCMP, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Because when I like the Listigish police, I remember when I was going to parties and right drunk, they didn't care I was walking around the area drunk. They were cool like that. As long as you weren't driving drunk, they didn't care. But in Canada, RCMP are assholes. They'll pull you over for walking drunk, eh, and pull you in drunk tank for walking drunk. Liskish police are cool and they don't mind as long as you're not driving, and as long as you're not causing a public disturbance. Like the only time they should be arresting you for walking drunk in public is if you're causing a disturbance. The the RCMP I find are more corrupt and literally friggin' end up friggin' arresting you just for being slightly intoxicated. Not enough to cause a disturbance, just because you're not walking straight or something. Stupid.
Ah, shit.
Like I admit that time I ended up in the drunk tank, yeah,
So
I was that messed up where I couldn't even walk, so they were justified there, but like I've seen people get pulled for just being slightly intoxicated, but not in the across the bridge as long as you weren't driving and you were walking and you weren't causing a disturbance, they wouldn't friggin' do that. And I used to go on all the trails too. It was very dark, so like when I was very drunk, I had a hard time finding my way. I remember I ran into an old kid from high school, Mason, and he gave me directions to the store I was looking for. I was so drunk I couldn't remember all the freaking paths.
it was the Stigush. You care about where to go in the Stigush?
Yeah, I was looking for the store to go buy single cigarettes, and friggin' I was so drunk I
Yeah,
was walking
I
right
got
past
lost in
it
the
and
Stigush
not
before too,
even.
man.
And
Yeah,
I was
believe me, man. I
friggin'
got
like,
lost in the Stigush before too.
yeah, it's nice they're allowed to sell single cigarettes over there. I was looking for Martins to buy some single cigarettes while I was drunk at a party. Some good
Yeah.
times over there.
I remember getting lost a few times of where to go and such because in the Stigush.
Like they really gotta
Yeah,
stop
like
f.
yeah.
They really
There's
gotta
some good
f
munchies
off with
there
this
too.
this border block off thing. A simple solution is IDing people at the fucking border. Like
Yeah.
what the fuck? This could have been solved fucking long ago. They're just choosing to ignore that, the Canadian government, for some reason. Like they
Yeah.
could just they're saying it's because they're worried about people from Quebec City
Ridiculous.
crossing, but with IDing people, in making sure they're a Listigish resident or Camelton resident, then they're fine. And the
Yeah.
kids could go back to school and everything. But they're choosing to not do that. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
They're literally choosing to ignore that solution to say, oh, we're worried about Quebec City people getting in IDs. They stop the bus. They
Yeah.
friggin' have mandatory residential ID to prove they live in Lustigish, and then boom, they friggin' they cross. And the fact that
Yeah.
they're still letting the staff who live across work there,
Yeah. It doesn't make any
that makes
sense. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. My
yeah,
my
no,
sister that goes to the AGS is allowed to go across.
God, maybe I should run for some government council thing for that. God. Like I just thought of that simple solution off the top of my head that they, for some reason, it's been months and they still haven't done it. They should have figured that out right away. I think they're just choosing to ignore it.
Yeah.
So imagine, I wonder what I'd have to run for that. I'd probably win for sure, no doubt. Because I'm a lot smarter with solutions to stuff like that, unlike these friggin' idiots. Like, they don't require any educational requirements for these dummy people to be elected. Like, and they had someone like me there, I could solve the solutions no problem. Like, I just thought of a solution that would have all of them back in high school. But who knows if the Canadian government will ignore it or not? They'll choose to ignore that solution. That's what they did with Halifax and stuff when it was high zone and all that. They ID people at the border. Why is this all of a sudden different with Listigish? But they're only doing this with the people in Listigish, not people going into it. Makes no sense. And not even to people who are not even to people who are going over there, just people who are going to school. It's really frigged up.
Yeah.
I cannot believe that friggin' BS just keeps on continuing. It's like, it is insane. Like, my buddy Faison lives
Yeah.
Camelton right across the border from Quebec. Like, friggin' jeez, man.
Yeah.
I should
Oh,
make a
actually,
protest.
yeah.
Should make a protest video next time
Yeah,
I
I live
come
on like
down.
the Campbellton road. Actually, yeah.
We'll set up like some like fan gather up meet up at some location like Tim's or something at a certain time, and friggin' have a bunch of people for to go merch for a protest, and I'll friggin' log and document the whole thing and put it on my channel. So that way something friggin' could possibly be done. Peaceful protest, of course, but documented on my channel
Yep.
so I get more eyes on it.
Yeah.
That'd be a good idea. And anyway,
Yeah.
been at it for like an hour and 4 minutes. Now I'm gonna end
Yep.
off the stream
Yeah.
now. So anyway, guys and gals, hopefully you enjoyed the stream. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to Phazon God 420, and you can follow me on Twitter at DangerJohn1, TikTok at DangerPitcher420. It's Danger Pitcher, and I am peacing out. And
Phase on 420 is phasing out.